Welcome back to Omen Exitio Plague. I'm your host, City. Today we are continuing where we left off. Last time, we did the War of Zanzibar. We got our observation check, because we were the observation team. And we succeeded. And then we were approached by a strange man, who seemed to know a lot about us. There's our current stats. We're not worrying about experience yet, but we will. Actually, it's an observation check, a speech credit check. So let's begin. You're at the headquarters during one of the quiet moments granted by training. A man reaches you wheezing to tell that Smith has summoned you. You head to his office with curiosity. After Zanzibar, you have no clue what Smith could need from you. You soon find yourself in front of Smith, who silently looks you up and down from head to toe. His eyes nail you to the ground. After looking at you for what seems like unending moments, Captain clears his throat, moving his eyes to the windows. The country is in a critical condition, Huntington. A dangerous disease is spreading along the borders between German East Africa and British East Africa. He turns his head by looking at you. Even the German border. Mayor mentioned a disease, an epidemic. Is this the same disease he was talking about? You wonder why Smith's so interested in this mysterious outbreak. But you stay silent, waiting for the man to continue. I'm going to lead a squadron, just departing now to investigate that area of the country and study the threat. I would like you to be part of my expedition. You are opening your mouth to answer when Smith turns back towards you, leaning his hands on his desk and wearing a slightly pained gaze. He then starts leafing through a paper ream, carefully examining it. This time I need your academic skills more than the soldier ones. I read your files. You were a doctor back in London. A good doctor. I want you to join the expedition to study the disease. This was not what he expected. Working as a doctor reminds you of your failure, which led you to escape to enlist to fight in order to drown your pain. You couldn't save the person you love the most in the whole world. Smith now needs your medical skills, and you can't disobey his orders. Yet you don't know how to answer. Excited or reluctant? Well, I feel like it's better for a character to do it, not being reluctant about it. But who knows? We don't have much medical. See, 2. That's pretty bad. But I think we'll say with pleasure, Captain. The captain gives a hint of a smile, which does not crack the graveness of his face. It is clear, however, that knowing you will be amongst his men makes him feel relieved. Go to the armory. Sergeant Carrig will take care of providing you with equipment for the mission. Properly prepare yourself, Huntington. We will find ourselves in a contested area. As you are walking to the armory, other thoughts gather in your mind. Your past is coming back to you, like a threatening prowler cautiously approaching, then waiting to pounce on you at the first opportunity. One more mysterious disease to study, and that man, Mayor. You wonder whether this is the same disease, or all this is just a curious coincidence. Sergeant Carrig, you have known him since you enlisted in London, and you have gradually taken to his scowling gaze and its harsh and grouchy attitude. He is pedantic and excessively dutiful man, but he probably wouldn't manage weapon and supplies without these qualities. As always, when you arrive, stares at you with half-closed eyes, as if he has put you into focus. Huntington, what a pleasure to see you. I didn't know you'd be assigned to this mission. You've always been a disaster with the rifle. He makes fun of you, bursting into a brief laugh with a hoarse and thick voice. Friendly or professional? I mean, we don't want no one to not like us. We went with speechcraft. People are supposed to like us. Not professional. Sergeant, I'm sorry to disappoint you. My aim definitely has improved since we first met. I can even hit a moving target now. You use these moments to chat with Carrig, who keeps staring at you with that half smile, which splits his face into two asymmetric parts. You reminisce about what an amusing moment from the past, which is more embarrassing for you than for the sergeant, who seems delighted by those cadet memories of yours. In the end, you decide to end the tales in order to not be late for the squadron assembly being gathered by Smith. I am about to leave again, Carrig, on one more expedition. Something big is going on. Something big? Are you moving up, Huntington? You don't have enough scars yet to play veteran. Sergeant sniggers, but he watches you with a keen eye, never pushing his mockery too far. You know perfectly well how much Carrig cares about you, as he took you under his wing. However, Smith has already told me something in advance. It seems he has a thing for you, our captain. Well, if that's the case, you'll need the appropriate equipment. You're not sure Smith can have a thing for something or someone, so you don't dispute the comment, or indeed respond to it at all. Carrig drives you to another area of the armory. The place is large, most of it is empty, as if it were abandoned. The war at the Sultan's palace must have drained almost all the British army supplies stored in here. The racks are almost empty, and Carrig puts only two weapons on the table. In front of you, a rifle and a revolver. I think that you could choose one weapon only. This isn't London, we don't have unlimited resources. Ooh. That's a good question. Well, fighting is firearms. We can't use firearms very well. So that may make you think, oh, we should use the pistol because it's easier to use. Observation, though, might make it better. But I don't know. And better, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play it safe. Because we don't have any shooting, and we won't. Ever. Well, as far as I know. So yeah, I'll take the revolver. After preparing it, the sergeant delivers you the revolver, and then he passes you the ammunition. His gestures are quick and precise. He checks each piece, puts them back together with extraordinary self-confidence. Where are you heading to, Huntington? Command hasn't told us anything about the mission, and Smith is more silent than a grave. Carrig tries to pretend not to care, but it's clear that he's eager to know what is going on. He is not very subtle. It's... the information is classified, Carrig? Or speechcraft with an emphasis on the story you tell, Carrig, eager to voice your doubts. Well, we are good in speechcraft, so let's go for the speechcraft check. Success! There's a disease, some sort of epidemic, just terrorizing the whole of East Africa. Smith wants me to join his expedition because he has learned about my past as a doctor, and he'd like me to study this disease. But I'm not sure I can do that. I don't ... Okay, real quick. So we still don't have enough for this. Is it a good idea to wait? Alright. You hesitate for a moment. Your nervousness is given away by your shaking hands. Carrick seems to notice it, and he stops you in the middle of your speech. Somehow being honest has granted you his sympathy. It sounds like a dangerous mission. I have something that might help. The sergeant starts thoroughly searching the drawers of the armory counter, carefully moving ammunition and junk of all kinds. Where the hell is it? I was sure I put it here. Oh, here it is. Carrick stands up again and puts a little object in your hands. It resembles a gun, but it's handier, as if it were a miniature rather than an actual weapon. You can't help but notice that unlike the rest of the place, the gun is entirely spotless, polished and perfect by all accounts. I know nothing of medicine, Jake. It's just not my field. But there's one thing I know. If you have to face an enemy, this might make the difference between life and death. He gives you the weapon, make your finger wrap around the grip, staring at it with extreme seriousness. It's a single-shot Colt Derringer. Don't let its size fool you. It's as deadly as any other weapon, and not as difficult to use as a rifle. Oh wow, we got an achievement. One more shot. You got the Colt Derringer from the armory. Oh, that's so cool. There's even achievements in this game. But there's such a game that I've never heard of before. And I don't think most of you have. It's a really detailed game. Alright. He tries to diffuse the tension, sniggering sarcastically, and patting his hand on your shoulder. You put the Colt in your inner pocket and you smile back. A gesture of silent gratitude. Now to the warehouse. I've got something for you. You follow your old friend towards quite a large room that is as empty and dirty as the rest of the armory. It reminds you of the jungle in which you trained with the rest of the troop. Maybe because the humidity is starting to stick to your clothes to you. There are some crates here and there, but you can see that the British militia is running out of weapons and supplies. This equipment belonged to a doctor who was discharged some years ago. Carrick puts a magnifying glass, some vials, surgical pliers, and a first aid kit on the counter. Change or accept. First aid kit's good. No, I think that's good. You carefully place objects in your backpack and thank Carrick for everything. You exchange some pleasantries and discuss a precious memory of London before saying goodbye. Good luck, Jake. The sergeant keeps watching you with his half-closed eyes as you walk away, sniggering to himself as usual. Okay. You get back to headquarters, tightening your backpack straps with your hands. Smith and a small troop of men are waiting for you in front of the barracks, ready to depart. Huntington, you're always late. Join the troop. Not getting lost in many pleasantries. We are happy to see Ryan is part of the expedition. I'd say we're happy that he's part of the expedition. Again, we gotta play it nice, right? I'm happy you're here too. At least we're going to eat decently. I can't take this place's food any longer. I'm always scared of finding some bug on my plate. Ryan answers with a loud laugh, patting you on the back, with all the tenderness of a clandestine fighter from the London suburbs. They don't know how to make some damn pasta here, right? I have just found out about our new mission. It's about a disease or something. Do you know anything about it? You think about it for a few moments, then you decide to open up to your friend. Smith asked me to join this expedition as a doctor. He wants me to study this disease, and I'm afraid this is something serious. The Italian cook nods, for his face lights up as he remembers something important. Right, I almost forgot. O'Bannon should be among us too. As if he had been summoned with the propitiatory ritual, O'Bannon appears at your side, putting his arm around your neck. So essentially, I guess you could say this is like the gang, the three of us. Gotta keep the gang together. Look who's here, Doc, Jake, and Vespucci, the Golden Ladle. He bursts out laughing, then he whispers in your ear with slyly. I have some great bottles with me. It's gonna be fun. Oh no. No more alcohol. This is gonna be bad. Seems everything is game for him. Somehow, each time Ben opens his mouth, you lament the innocent stupidity of adolescence. Matter if he takes it more seriously. Or support. Ooh. Ugh. I mean, we're a little more persuasive. And words do matter. But morale's good too. Ooh. I don't want him to die. You know what? Tough love. You gotta use tough love sometimes. We're not here to enjoy ourselves, O'Bannon. Stop acting like an infant. You don't want to return home in a coffin. You reproach him firmly, realizing how cruel your scolding can be from certain points of view. Yes, yes, as you say, Doc. This is not the reaction you expected from him. O'Bannon took your warning as some kind of joke. He doesn't seem to be able to follow the rules. Wild spirit of the wrong place. Or maybe just a young man still inexperienced and with a strong will to live. Despite everything, you feel more relaxed, knowing both your friends will be part of the mission. You don't know any other squadron members, at least not well. Smith is in front of you, intent on smoking his pipe. He holds the hand of a child who seems around 6. Having noticed you, Captain approaches with the boy. I'm Dig 10. You haven't met my son yet. I introduced Scott to you. He'd like to come with us, see the wild animals. But this mission is too important. Child glances at his father's begging eyes, probing with his feelings. The captain seems to melt in front of those eyes, ruffling his hair. Another time, Scott. You say goodbye to Scott, who shyly hides behind his father. Smith yells at the troop. On the march, men! A long trip awaits us! Alright. Things are getting interesting. Ooh, I can't wait. Alright, so now, we could get observation. I want one more speechcraft first.